So really, like, as far as starting a business, it wasn't something I planned on doing right away.
Right.
To be honest, it was really just something I wanted, and I seen somebody do it for 2 years straight, right? So Pops over at Unisex Barbershop, he was doing his thing as far as 20 years in the military, 30 years owning his own business. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I got to see that from a different view. One, I'm telling you, like 3 months into school, after 3 months into school, when everybody was like, yo, you got to get into a barbershop.
Yeah.
Like, you're pretty good. I'm feeling confident.
So
Um,
where was you cutting at before the barbershop?
in the barracks.
My boy was the barracks cutter.
Yeah, so I was in the barracks doing my thing, and what I'm saying, I was taking haircuts at the school and stuff like that. But then once I got nice, they told me I should start working at a barbershop. So
Right.
one day I just decided to walk down Coast Highway,
Yep.
most barbershops in the city. So I walked down to each barbershop. Someone would like brush me off. I gave my card. We had the little student cards at
Yeah.
the time. Not
Yeah.
even really official, you know what I'm saying? But I was announcing that, yeah, I'm a student, but I work hard. And the first thing
Yeah.
I tell them, I'm in the military. Yes, I'm in the military. I'm in school, but I just want to see if I can showcase what I can do and work for y'all at least on the weekends or during my time off.
Bro, you walked around to the barbershops like,
hmm
yo, recruit me.
Literally.
I guess it's like filling out job applications if you think about it.
It is. I
But it's
mean,
the
my same process if somebody want to work at my shop, all you gotta do is walk in. If you whether you hit me on social media, walk in, get your showcase your haircuts, or whether it's your social media. Next time I see you, it's a demo, and I'm gonna tell you if you're nice or not. You know what I'm
right.
saying? If we could build. If I gotta build you up or you need some work, as long as you got a license, I'm good.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, so that's exactly what I did. I went
How
up to
many
every
how many
barbershop.
shops? How many shops until you
I
actually
would
got it?
say I'll say like 5 or 6 between. I'm talking about between the front gate.
Yeah.
You coming out the front gate? It's,
Yeah.
it's at least 6 shops between here and um, unisex for two doors down from
Yeah.
here.
Tell me you
So
did that on a Saturday too.
I want to say I did it on a Saturday or Sunday.
It had to be a Saturday.
Why
But
you
nah,
said
nah, 'cause it's Saturday who, bro?
I'm dead?
But nah, that's crazy, bro.
But yeah, but he was the only one out of all those people I went to. He was the only one that called me back. I make it to school one day.
Yeah.
I make it to school one day. I'm setting up and stuff like that, and they was like, "Oh, you got a message at the front desk."
Right.
I make it to the front desk. They they said they got a message from a barbershop,
Okay.
and I grabbed it. It was like I want to say they wanted you to inquire about their barbershop. So called him, and there it was. It was Pops. So he was the only one to take me, knowing I was in school,
Yup.
knowing I was a Marine, knowing I can't do full time. You know what
Yup.
I'm saying? But it was
It was that
that meant a
grind.
lot. It built my
Yeah.
confidence, everything like that. So I came in. I started the next weekend.
Oh man.
Started the next weekend, and for 2 years straight, because one, I'm with the Mew.
Yup.
I'm with the 11th Mew. We about to do this Westpac deployment, 2019 Westpac deployment.
Right.
Pretty soon, like two. Well, we were just started, so we were just on stand down. So it was
Right.
kind of just, what I'm saying, once we get to the workouts and stuff like that, I know what's coming.
Right.
But I had 2 years, so I worked at this shop for 2 years, sacrificed all weekends. I wasn't partying. I was
Yup.
taking care of everybody else that wanted to go party. So I would take haircuts on the weekend at the shop, and I'm cutting in the barracks during the week in between my lunches, 2 hour lunches.
Yup.
Y'all got a lot of time. Too much time. So yeah, I mean, and I was cutting between me and y'all, but I was cutting every single rank. I ain't gonna
Right.
throw no, but everybody got cut in my barracks room.
Right.
Push those beds to the sides, and I had a whole barbershop.
Probably
You
had
know what
some
I'm
sergeant
saying?
majors
Got
and all
respect
that
to
in
all barracks
there.
barbers, but that was the
Yeah.
hustle, and we all got our
But
hair
you was
cut by
grinding.
somebody that was in the
So
barbershop.
you
I
did
mean,
that
in
for
the
2 years working with, you say his name, Pops? You called him Pops?
well, we called him Pops, but it was Richard.
Richard.
Mr.
Okay.
Richard, yup.
Okay. And
So
then in that 2 years, Tell us more
I
about like how
learned
you built the relationship with Richard and what he taught you as a mentor.
learning business.
Yeah.
Open up, set up everything, make sure everything clean. He taught me um, more so like how you operate as the owner and how you should have a relationship with your barbers, all that good stuff. Because I feel like when it comes to entrepreneurship, your relationship with your employees is a little bit different from being a boss at a industry or something like that. It's way more strict. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You could be a human when you're an entrepreneur.
Right.
You know, you can still have feelings, you can still have consideration, you can still have sympathy, and you know what I'm saying? You want that person to grow personally and career wise, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, he told me those things. I got to watch those things from a distance as well. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, he got sick.
Oh man.
He
Yeah.
got really sick, and we didn't see him in the shop, but he had his daughter work there. You know what I'm saying? We all worked there. I mean, it was the better chop shop. You know what I'm saying? We still consider it a chop shop because I mean, when I say all chairs were filled, all chairs were filled.
Right.
But we was busting them out, giving them good haircuts.
Right.
You know, so I got the experience. I remember my first haircut. First haircut, nervous. And I'm looking over my shoulder, looking at sis like, uh, even though all my stuff, I'm looking at her like what I do next.
Yeah.
I didn't put the cape on them. I didn't put the
Mhm.
I forgot everything. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you'll learn to play it off. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to tell somebody it's your first haircut in a barbershop or it's your first time doing something or whatever, or
Exactly.
what your experience are. Never do that.
Right.
Never ever. You know what I'm saying? You be as confident as possible and you hide that and whatever the result is, that's the outcome, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you did what you were supposed to do, you know. So but
Yes,
I
sir.
remember that. And I got skilled at it. It was a fro too. So it took me a little minute to finish that joint.
Yeah, it's a little
But
different from the fades, from the
yeah,
barracks
different from the
fades.
fade, you
Yeah.
know. But because I'm from Detroit, like I've seen all types of haircuts.
Right.
I've seen every haircut you could think of. So it wasn't just like most barbers out here, like if they just been around military haircuts, that's all you're gonna get.
Right.
But I grew up in a barbershop. My
Mhm.
uncle owned this barbershop for over 20 years.
Right.
So I grew up in a barbershop. I was that little kid that got left at the barbershop swooping up hair until I got my hair cut and my mom was done grocery shopping,
Right.
you know?
And
So,
Detroit is a working city. Like,
most
you look
definitely.
back at the history of the people of Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing but workers, blue collar jobs and things like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, people would ask me, like, where I'm from, or, like, they notice my hustle,
Yeah.
and then they ask, where you from? And I'd be like, Detroit. That explains a lot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's nothing else has to be said. So that's a fish on its own. But fast forward, I mean, I stayed there for 2 years just grinding, man. Like
Yeah.
just I don't even know what direction I was going. I was trying to finish school, you know.
Right.
Um,
Barber school, to be exact.
yeah,
Right.
barber school, night school, 5 hours a night.
Right.
Do the work day and then go to school at night. Driving all the way to Poway, Camp Pendleton there, and it was a 35-minute drive
Yeah.
every day to go to school.
And
Just
I
hitting it.
know Pops, he probably noticed that. And how did that transition into you having your own shop?
So I mean that happened a little bit different. So when I say it happened different is because so 2 weeks into I was 2 weeks before deployment. I had just graduated school.
Right.
They knew like everybody knew I was going on deployment. Like even from the barbershop I was working at, Unisex Barbershop. They knew I was going on deployment. And it was just that you know how it is. It's like a ticking time bomb.
Right.
And like it's that first deployment. You get nervous, whatever. But fast forward, graduated school, done, got all my hours done, clocked out, was happy, But around the corner was deployment. So after deployment, while I'm on deployment, I'm killing the game. I'm the only licensed
Mhm.
barber on the ship.
Mhm.
It's too easy, you know what I'm saying? So I took care of like all the Marines. Officers tried to snatch me up, but I wasn't doing no freebies,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I was doing my thing for 7 months. I
Yeah.
even taught one Pacific Marine at the time, Stasher in Gibson, how to cut hair.
Right.
Everybody else wanted to be know-it-alls and stuff like that, but I could teach, I could spit off everything I had just learned
Mm.
and implement, everything I know in one person. So I was able to do that, so that was an accomplishment the whole time I was on deployment.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, shortly after getting done with the deployment, I think we hit 7 to 8 months, and once we got done, I got the word at this is December of 2019. Like, we about to just go into the new year.
Right.
Pops had passed away.
Right before COVID.
Oh, you said no. This is way before COVID.
Yeah.
December he came back,
yeah.
and he had passed away from cancer. We never knew.
Man,
Yeah, his family kind of hid it. We never knew he had cancer, and yeah. So RIP to him for real. We didn't expect that, you know.
Mhm.
To walk like I come back from a deployment and you find out one of your bosses passed away. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah, it sucked. And then even then, talking to his daughter and stuff like that, they wanted me to take over the shop. No bull. They wanted me to take over the shop and do my thing. And I was like, well, y'all know what that takes for me as a Marine. Like, it would take a lot. And maybe I was distrusting myself or whatever, but it didn't go that way. It was just conversation that he would have in confidence with his daughter, you know?
Right.
And yeah, so I mean, but he met his demise, and freaking that conversation got brought up, right? But because his wife was having uh, she got to make a big decision. Do I keep the business? Do I keep it going? The owners of the actual building was giving them issues, so she let the shop go. And from there, I bought all the gear from them, and I just put it in storage. I didn't know what I was gonna do with it. I just put it in storage. So that I left it at that. And this is December 2019. So from there, I want to say about March time frame, I was trying to keep. Well, originally we was trying to keep everybody that worked at that shop together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know what we was gonna do, We all went to other barbershops and seeing if they was gonna take us or not. You know what I'm saying? We skilled, we got it. You know what I'm saying? You coming with 2 to 3 members, we got you. We got a full client. We got our own clientels, all that. You know, so yeah, it just didn't work out that way. Everybody pretty much did their own thing. This is December, going into January. Around January, everybody disappeared.
Right.
You know, so I mean, what I'm gonna do? I'm just get back to my barber game in the barracks.
Right.
I want to say what pretty much happened after that. Yeah, I think it was just a grind in the barracks. I was just staying low key, cutting in the barracks, and then from there, I went and I was scoping out places. Me and his daughter actually found another place called um, Creative Styles. We started working there.
Right.
We started working there for a little bit. This was me like helping her out because she just lost her father. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a tough one to deal with. So I didn't want to make her feel any type of way like she didn't have any support.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So
Respectfully,
yeah. So I did my thing with her on the weekends at Creative Style. Shout out to them because, I mean, you don't have to do that. You don't have to open your doors to barbers that you know were just competitors. But that's what that community is.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize the barber community is freaking huge.
Yeah.
When that gate opened up for me, I was like, this is exciting. This is something I could thrive for. There's just so many places that you can grow within the barber community, the beauty industry in general, whether it's cosmetology, the whole nine, makeup industry, nails. But it's all blended into one.
Right.
You know, it's an industry of being able to service others. You know, so yeah. So we were just sticking together. But then that's when the talks of COVID. But in between those talks of COVID, and it's in different countries and stuff right there. It ain't even hit America yet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so but even then she was like, I was still talking to her like, I think we should find our own place. I think we should find our own place.
Right.
She even prepped me a little bit. She even gave me, you know what I'm saying, people I should talk to about taxes, this and the third. But yeah, so it's actually a location right down the street, the Parlor. So they got a big, nice little salon.
Right.
Right. That was actually here. So as I was looking at that building, it was open for lease.
Right.
I was looking at that building. She contacted me as I'm contacting that owner And they were like, well, we'll take the bigger space if you're willing to sublease this place.
Right.
And from there, I went to the judge on base. I went to my sergeant majors. I went to first sergeant. I just asked it, you know what I'm saying? What should I do in this situation? And some gave me good advice. Some said, no, I don't think it's a good idea. So I got mixed reviews.
Yeah, of course.
Got mixed reviews.
But at the end of the day, you went with your heart and you followed
Exactly.
what was laid out for you.
I went with my heart.
Yeah.
I think I was at the woman's house, and it's signing day. I felt like I felt like a low key I was getting drafted. Like I was signing my papers to get drafted at the time, and I got to make this big old decision that's gonna change the rest of my life. You know, that's how that. I mean, I don't know. It was. I don't even say an outer body experience, but it was like, man, what I do right now, people gonna judge me. People are gonna freaking question it. All that good stuff. Am I gonna get in trouble with the military? Like, what's gonna happen after I do this? What's gonna happen after I have this much responsibility under my belt? You know. But I just signed it. I was like, I signed it. Once I got those keys, the next following day, it felt good. Honestly. Right. I walked through with my boy Gibson, and it felt good. I had a whole building to myself.
Right.
I mean, everything in here was blank.
Right.
Everything was blank, white, pasty white. It was a salon here. All it had was the stations. That was it. So from there, I don't know what I could do because 3 weeks later, COVID hit. For United States, COVID had hit. And it was like everybody was tripping about what they should be doing for, because we didn't know what COVID was.
Yeah.
Everybody tripping, falling over each other. Like, how we mitigate it? We got to be 6 feet away from each other. We got to put on masks.
Yep.
Just think about that. 2 years ago, like 3 now.
Yeah.
Right? 4.
No, it's 3 years.
3 years. Okay, 3 years.
Almost
January,
4.
yeah. But everybody was like, what do we do? So, but that was the first thing to happen. All barbershops, any closed spaces was shut down.
Because
I
against
just
the
signed
law.
at least 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm behind at this point. Everything that anybody ever said negative was like,
it was coming to
light.
True. Yeah.
It was coming to light. So from there, I just had to buckle down. I couldn't let them think I was gonna fold. I couldn't go back to them and be like, oh, I got this building. I couldn't complain.
Right.
I did it to myself.
Right.
What was I gonna do? I can't renege on this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even a couple of times, I even complained to the owner like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay the bills. You know, like you know what I'm saying? I was in hot water, but I didn't fold. I really didn't. I just grinded it out.
Yes, sir.
I'm still in the barracks. They can't come on base. Nobody can regulate that, you know?
Right.
So I'm like, well, I mean, these beds still pushed together. I went out specifically. I think I was cutting in a regular chair, but I went out. I still had a chair. I went out. I found on Facebook Market a little junkyard little chair.
Yep.
And I brung that in the barracks. And I pushed my bed to the side, and I almost had a whole barbershop in there. I even had, like I said, Gibson, my boy, he even cut, like, you know how small the barracks room is.
Yeah.
The bed's right here. I'm cutting right here.
Right.
The bathroom over here. It's a sink right there, and he cutting right there by the sink. And we just got our own little flow going. Got him coming in from 7 in the morning till like 8 o'clock at night if we wanted to, you know. You know, so it was wild. It was wild, but nobody, like, every time I thought I wasn't gonna make the rent, I made the rent because I was just hustling.
Right.
Shoot, I was doing haircuts from San Diego, Temecula, LA, like on my travel stuff when I didn't have haircuts during the week. So that's what it became. I was doing travel cuts during the week, aside from the little ones I would get during lunch, and then go out and hit it. Wherever somebody was gonna call, I was gonna go. So, and it just kept going from there. And every time I didn't think I was gonna make the rent, and actually it's a little story that's in there.
How many heads you think you was cutting a week in the barracks when you was trying to survive?
I was doing at least 30 just on the weekend. Probably a whole 45 to 50 during the week.
Yeah.
just to make sure I was good,
Right.
grinding.
You was coming out there to cut us up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people don't know that. That's
Yeah, you was
crazy.
coming out there to
People
cut
don't
us
know
up.
that. That just resurfaced in my head that before I was even a drill instructor, I was going out cutting drill instructors on base, off base.
Yeah.
Man, going up the Essen range, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm passing by recruits. You want me? I'm like, you want me to show up in uniform or you want me?
He's like, yo, we ain't give a
Hey,
fuck.
you
Just
want me
come
to
get us
show?
like, just come give us a haircut, bro.
Yeah,
We can't get no cuts out here.
yeah.
Barbers trying to head knockers hit us $100 or whatever.
Mhm.
It was crazy during them times.
And then I was still looking out. Everybody else that's doing it. This is when I feel like mobile haircuts became even huger
Yeah,
because of COVID. Like people
yeah.
got
It
really
changed the game for
successful.
barbers.
It changed the
Yes,
game for
sir.
barbers. Cause
Yes,
then they
sir.
start charging 100. They was able to charge almost over 100
And that's why y'all
because of the risk of
celebrities now.
going. You know.
And that's why y'all celebrities now. Nah, for
uh,
real.
but it was a definite game changer. And shoot, yeah, going
So
on
in
base and stuff like that.
in
What?
your mind, what do you think did that change as a barber and as a boss, right?
Mhm.
Did that change
Hey, you got the rose water?
what you think your role is to the community, or how important you see your role, a barber's role in the community? Cause like COVID, everybody was down. You know what I'm saying? And like I just said, like there was a lot of barbers charging $100, and you could have been one of those barbers,
Right.
but you didn't do that. You didn't hit us in
Well,
the head like that. You know what I'm
again,
saying?
it go back to
And you
me.
was still grinding, and your business is thriving.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know where them other barbers are, but I know where you at. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So it's two things I'm gonna say. One, like I gotta say I'm from the. I gotta go back to being from Detroit. Like we seen drugs on the scene. We
Right,
seen
right.
the movies I watched in life. Like, hey, don't be the middle man. You be the short end. So that way you're plentiful. If you charging what everybody else charge, you think you're
Mhm.
gonna get paid attention to?
Mhm.
So you cut that joint and you bring more people.
Mhm.
I rather like just like the Marine Corps, quantity over or quality over quantity.
Mhm.
So so I use that to my advantage. I ain't bust nobody's head. I was just
Right.
just showing love
Right.
because that's what's they're gonna do. Hey, that man over there charging so and so like, and he got a fresh fade.
Right.
Go talk to him.
Right.
Said earlier, too, though, was service to the people.
Yeah,
You
just
said who's still around, like they
Yeah.
all gone, they head cracking, you servicing people,
Yeah.
still around.
exactly.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, I had to still build a clientele because eventually I got to open up these doors. So I even got Terrell Williams on my cutting list, like playing for at the time he was playing for the LA Chargers. I
Mhm.
would go to his house in Carlsbad, chop him up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He had the braids, and I would just swoop him up. And it was funny as I'm doing all this. I'm telling you, this is how crazy it is. As I'm doing all this, I'm still posting on social media.
Right.
I'm still reaching out to communities and stuff like that,
Mhm.
announcing that yes, I'm a Marine. I'm up and coming in the barber game,
Yep.
stuff like that. But a agent reached out to me,
Yep.
reached out to someone else, and it got back to me just based off Black San Diego, which is a
Mhm.
big thing for anybody that's Black in San Diego. They know about that page on Facebook. That's where you go to find anybody
Mhm.
that got something going on,
Yeah.
and they found me on there. And shoot, he called me and he was like, "Yo, like you know anybody that could do braids, and I need a haircut like right now." Shoot, I called the first person I could think of was a woman that was in barber school with me.
Mhm.
She was doing cosmetology and barbering. So I called her right away, like you got it, we got something going on right now. I
Right.
need you to, we need to make
Need to
this
work
happen.
something out. Yeah.
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 So I just set up at her establishment, and then we cut them in what you call it? That video went viral.
That's fire.
Yeah, that video went viral. Him getting chopped up and then the braids right after type deal. But
What do you think is your most you and a customer? What do you think is one of your most meaningful experiences with a customer?
communication, being able to talk, be a therapist almost like
Yeah.
um, a barber is a piece of your life.
Yeah.
A barber is 100% a piece of your life. Like you gonna tell your barber more personal things than you gonna tell your best friend sometimes.
Right.
You gonna tell your barber more things than you gonna tell your wife.
Right.
You know. And I'm glad I got that experience. I mean, I feel like I'm an old soul,
Yeah.
and I always 100 with people. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people just as I tell myself to look in the mirror sometimes. You know. So being able to give people good advice while I sit here and take care of them. This is your relaxation period. You know what I'm saying? For 30 to 45 minutes, however long. You know.
Yep.
And yeah, it's almost therapeutic. So. So
Get them some advice on their weak ass fades.
hey,
Nah, give them some advice on their fades though, bro.
man. I mean, it goes back for me. Like the only reason I became a barber is because I hated PA's haircuts.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not throwing shade on MCCS or nothing like that, but it was like, who giving y'all these licenses? You know what I'm saying? Who's doing the hiring process? You know.
They
But
wasn't for us.
and then I was in Japan for 3 years.
Yeah.
Black on Asian, you can't, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They don't see my type of hair every day, so
Yeah.
I was getting jacked up.
They wasn't cutting this type of hair. That's
Yeah,
why.
I was getting jacked up. So what I did something about it. If you're gonna complain about something, do something about it.
Right.
And from here to a little problem to something big, I went
Yeah.
straight to school to learn it.
Yeah.
That's huge, you
Right.
know. You tell somebody, yeah, figure it out type joint, and boy, I went to the next level with it.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's your path. That's what God has set out for you.
yeah, and it just
Like, let me
happened that
let me
way
give him this fucked up haircut real quick,
for 3 years straight.
so he could get on the
I was
path that I
man,
wanted him to go on.
man. When I say I would go without hairlines for months at a time, just to say, I think this the one.
Yeah.
I think they gonna get it right this time.
Yeah. Having hope for them. But in all in all, God wanted you to have faith in yourself.
Right.
And now look at you.
Yeah.
Now look where we at. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll tell them where we going. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, in the more intimate part of my life, where, I mean, like I said, I grew up in a barbershop. You know how that one uncle is,
Yeah.
and he always giving you the gems, whether you paid attention or not.
Right.
That's what was happening. You know what I'm saying? But I never knew I would cut hair, and just so happened he was in the Navy. He got out the Navy,
Right.
opened up a barbershop, his first business on the side, electrician.
Right.
He literally runs Detroit as like nothing passes him. If you want any electrical work done,
Yes, sir.
commercial or whatever, you got to go through him. You know what I'm saying? So he's built this business and knowledge for hair cutting and you know what I'm saying, service all of Detroit. And I got to be that nephew that got to talk to him every 2-3 weeks. You know.
Right.
So he definitely always got that advice. Go to the military. You gonna go to the military, you gonna go to college. Which one are you gonna be? Like asking me every time, you know what I'm saying? So I got that influence that whole time. I just never thought I would pick up a pair of clippers too.
So being a young black man in America and on the west side in California, you know, you could be doing a lot of things to like kind of waste your time. Like you said, you wasn't going out on the weekends. And what do you
I
think?
put a pause on that.
Yeah. Like you wasn't going out on the weekends and stuff. Like, what do you think was in you? Like,
Well,
what do you think makes you different from other young individuals? Because like, there's a lot of young men out there that could probably have the same potential as you, but they don't got the discipline to do what you did.
I mean, I think that plays a part of the experience. I seen alcoholism on a crazy level. So like when I came back from Okinawa, just seeing like I'm talking about junior, I had to send junior Marines to AA meetings.
Yeah.
It's bad, you know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things I was like, man, I got to make a change for myself so I could be a representation for others, you know what I'm saying? And then on the going out piece, I was like, sometimes I would go out and be like, feel like I'm wasting my time.
Right.
I'm wasting my time. I'm spending all this money on liquor and doing this, like you driving all the way from Camp Pendleton to San Diego with gas. It's just a lot of things. I was like, man, there's so many other things I could be doing with my time.
I'm not gonna lie, in the 3 years you've been cutting my hair, there's only been 2 times that you text me like, yo, I'm going out or I'm out. In 3 years, I only seen you go out
Right.
2 times, and those were for like special occasions.
Right.
So like that's different. And that's
on some
interesting.
birthday, like,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
I mean, I just feel like when you set goals for yourself, it hit different.
Right.
And I have a plethora of goals I want to hit, and
Right.
it just doesn't stop.
Right.
It just don't stop. And I feel like um, the moment that and sometimes I do it to myself. I either, I don't say I stress myself out because I can snap myself out of stress at any given moment, but
Right.
I would say I overwork myself
Mm.
until I sit down, I don't feel it. But when I look beyond the day, I feel accomplished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I hit a lot. I took care of people. I did this. I did that. But I feel accomplished, so it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And when I'm behind this chair, it ain't work. I be telling people though, find your passion. You could do I would tell my nieces and stuff like that. Like my niece, she can do hair like no other. But that's not what she want to do for the rest of her life.
Right.
But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to where you got to be.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
behind this chair, when it's passion, it's not work to me. I can stand here for hours and knowing that I'm talking to you, I'm speaking into your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm hooking you up so you can be as confident as you could be walking out that door.
Right.
That don't feel like work to me. That
Right.
feel like an accomplishment every time I do it. So it don't, you know what I'm saying? Work is
Man.
when I'm sweating. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it just hit different when you
And
got a passion behind you.
you touched on this a little bit earlier, but so as far as your barbers that you have that come in and they want to work with you, and for your brand, like you looking for any characteristics in these specific characteristics in these individuals, like what you want, or you just,
I
you know what I'm saying,
mean,
what you looking for?
work ethic. Gibson, what's the first thing I told you when I told you if you pick up these pair of clippers?
Ready to work. Don't waste your time.
What else? You remember?
He's like, you gonna teach me? You gonna pour into me? And we stick and just soak it all up.
Yeah.
And
And
the most important thing you working on was service. So it's like, it's not about how much money you make. It's about the impression you leave on the person that sits in your chair.
exactly. 100%. Like, if you're doing something, I swear to God, in life, if you feel like, I get it, get to the bag, hustle, whatever. But if you make it a hustle, it's gonna be that much harder to get to your goal. But if you have fun with it, if you're passionate about what you're doing and stuff like that, it seems easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, when you ain't gonna feel it till you sit down for the
Mm-hmm.
day. You know what I'm saying? It just
When
happens
you
that way.
enjoying that journey,
It feels a
right?
lot better. I'm telling you,
Facts.
100%. So yeah, if you're gonna pick up a pair of clippers, like don't do it because you're chasing a bag. Do it because you're passionate about what you're doing and you want to make people happy and you know it's gonna make you. It's internal. That internal reflection. What you pour out is what you get back to yourself. So
Tell us how you came about, because everybody watched the podcast and they see I got the rose water and the clutch butter sitting on the table next to the books.
mhm.
Tell us how you came up with both of those products.
So I
With
mean, right now I have 3 products. So I haven't launched the growth oil yet,
Yep.
but I have a lot of people
Oh
that
yeah, I did see
acquired
that.
it,
Yeah.
have acquired it, and love what it does for their hair as far as hair growth. So that'll be in the works pretty soon to get that out there. But as far as the rose water, so one, I'm a hat. I done 6 cycles.
Yep.
I'm tired, you know, and
Hmm.
they told me I'm going on quota. Shoot, that was like a happy world for me.
Right.
Like it was like music to my ears. Going on quota, I don't know where you're going, but you're gonna have some time.
Yeah, 'cause
That's all I
you
heard.
get all that time back.
Quota mean time.
Yes, sir.
Like quota is the definition of time. So I got all that time back. So the first thing I did was some of the things that I noticed when I'm cutting someone's hair, especially hats, is dry scalp. Um, they're not treating it. It's damaging, sores, scars,
Right.
all that good stuff. So I said, let me just make something that they could refresh their hair with. So I started the research. I was like, you know what I'm saying, and I think it was a couple other things that popped up, but I just felt like rose water. Okay, that's simple. All right, bet. What do I do with the rose water?
Right.
All right, and then I started making it, and I started experimenting. I put this in there, I put that in there. Okay, that's too cloudy, and you know what I'm saying. And then I end up, you know what I'm saying, making a good product that's just a refresher, and then you got the vitamins in your hair that you need for the day. You're
Right.
not worried about it. You can just spray in your hair and go.
Right.
You know, and you know you good.
Right.
So yeah,
And
that
then
was the first product,
yeah.
and it was a banger. It really was.
Yeah, I fucks with the rose water.
You did that from the comfort of your home.
Yeah,
Experimentation.
in the kitchen. In the kitchen, and what
Some people think you gotta go somewhere to.
yeah,
Right?
and what intrigues me is that when we think about things being all natural, right? Like like when what made me mad. So the other day, somebody asked me like, "What's in it?" You know, and I told them, you know, you get descriptive and stuff like that, and then they was like, "Oh, let me take a picture of the ingredients. Let me, you know."
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, you did, huh? Right, well, not even that. It was like, brother, you don't even do that when you go into Walmart. You ain't,
look at the
you ain't,
nutrition fact. I'm telling you.
you ain't in Walmart and you go in that motherfucker and you like, well, shit, this got.
But when I'm
You
telling
ain't,
you,
but when I'm telling you about black man, I'm giving you a product that I know other people have used. I use it on myself. I just use it in your haircut, and I'm telling you it's all natural. I made it in my kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
now it's a problem.
Forget the foolery, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, forget the foolery, but it's like I'm giving you something that is all natural, literally. Rosemary, eucalyptus, all
Right.
natural for your hair, and I'm telling you it's soothing your scalp, and I know this stuff in your hair, and your scalp jacked up. I almost felt
Yeah.
disrespectful. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but then the hair butter came apart. That was just wave game. It was a as I am product back in the day with hair butter and stuff like that, and I feel like I liked that product as I am hair butter, right? So I was like, man, like let me do some research on that. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of clients with waves in their hair, so I was like, let me go on and try that out.
Right.
And yeah, I did my research. Okay, I need this, and then um I was talking to a couple people I know online, like how do you do this, or what do you use this for, and you know, so how does shea butter mix it with this, and yeah, just did my research, and boom, I had my own air butter. But it was just that simple. You're just taking something as natural as possible that you know is not gonna freaking damage someone's hair. It's not gonna if they're not allergic to anything, and yeah, put it together.
My shit's good.
Oh yeah, y'all see. That shit.
I don't even be brushing my hair like that. But now we appreciate you, bro. This is episode 2. We in Clutch Cuts. I'm giving you a little bit of gems. You know what I'm saying? Them young barbers out here, like especially if you in the Oceanside, San Diego area, this is the man right here to hit up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nah, I appreciate it.
yeah,
I really do.
appreciate you, my boy. I'm not paying for this cut either. Nah.